All right, so today's guest is Spider. Me and Spider, we go, let's say, 10 years back. He's been living in Berlin for a bit longer, since 2005. He was an ex of my ex, so that's how I know him. And we discovered pretty soon that we have a lot of musical interests in common, like we like melodic, hardcore punk. And he likes, you know, many more genres and styles, but many more than me. But we kind of overlap on melodic hardcore punk. And he's been in a lot of bands, most notably Zatopeks, then Tungsten Tips, Belt, Got the Romance, in which he still plays, and a bunch of bands back in the UK. Well, I'm sure we'll have an interesting episode today, talk about some good music, and let's see if he should be here anytime now. All right, here he is. Hey man, hey, how's it going? So you've never been here before, right?
No.
Okay, good. So I'll show you where everything is. Found something, right?
Yep. I did.
All right, good. I'm curious. I know all the records because like in my mail order, but for example, this one, I wouldn't be able to tell much about it.
This one, actually everybody involved in this record is friends of mine.
Okay.
From Rotterdam, Eagle. And it's a project which was started by Marine, who used to play in the Apers.
All right, yeah.
And also a guy, Simon Speechless, who used to be in bands a bit further back, and he's also a record producer. He actually also produced our third record with Zatopeks.
Okay.
We recorded with him. Great guy, did a brilliant job.
And
they started a band purely for recording purposes. They just wanted to record.
like not a live band?
Yeah, they absolutely. Even the lyrics on like the first song are they like say we're never gonna play live or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's absolutely brilliant album. Also, the drummer is the Evo from the Apers and Ox from the Accelerators. So it's all like the Rotterdam Stardom scene that produced this record.
Stardom Records.
Stardom Records.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And it's absolutely brilliant album. It's very Ramones, like maybe later period Ramones, but like the real kind of, you know, minor key style Ramones songs, a bit like Poison Heart, or with like 80s keyboards in there.
Okay.
Lyrics are sometimes misfitsy, quite like kind of macabre. But every song's a hit. Yeah, great band. And they did play one time.
Live.
One time and one time only. They, the guys at Punk Rock Raduno in Bergamo managed to persuade them to play, and they played 2022. And everybody went crazy because like they were never ever gonna play. They weren't supposed to play live.
Okay.
And then they played, and on the internet, all the Americans into that pop punk scene were going mental over it. Like, oh my God, they're playing. And they were watching it online and like, okay, great, they're a live band now. And they were like, no, we just play this one show.
Wow.
Yeah.
One time only.
One time only.
What's the reference when you said one time only? No, you weren't thinking of a song.
No.
All right. I was thinking of dwarves, but
okay.
Fine.
On my copy, they put the labels on the wrong side of the record. So like actually side B is side A. Yeah. So if it's the same and it's also Shield, so could be.
Okay.
Should be this side. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Cool. So what else do you have? I see something very familiar here.
Yeah. Well, this to me is like this is a like melodic hardcore classic. This one, Strike Anywhere. Oh man.
That's where we
band.
connect. We the last concert we saw together was Strike Anywhere
Yeah.
at the Body House.
Bada House,
That was a great show.
October 23. Yeah, right. Yeah, that was the first time I'd seen them in a good few years, and that just blew me away. Sold out, tiny gig, and they still just support me.
Yeah.
And yeah, but this album, I don't know. It's probably my favorite one. They I don't know why. Like this, I listened to the hell out of it when it was about 2021 when it came out. I think it's about around early 2001.
No, 2001 was their first album.
2003. 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. J3.
Yeah. Right.
Because they were first on No Idea. The first album was on No Idea. Was this the first record that you listened to
Yeah.
from them?
Yeah. And then
That probably explains also why it's your favorite, because very often, like, my favorite Ramones record is Rocket to Russia because that was the first one I heard.
Yeah.
So very often this is like this kind of like excitement to hear something. I was like, oh my god,
absolutely.
so maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but great album.
So good. And yeah, still playing today. Like great band.
Yeah, it's like interesting that I actually kind of knew about this band before they even formed. This is like a crazy story. So back in 1999, there was this website called punkrock.net, and there was like a chat, like a message board for a bunch of like punk people, whatever, emo kids, and so on. And there was this guy, Matt Sherwood, and I believe I met him because he was like a roadie for, I think, a Veil, and we met there. And then I saw that he was posting, and he was posting something like, I've been roading for a Veil for a very long time, and I would like to have my own band. And then he listed some influences, that like what he would want this band to sound like. And I believe he wrote something like Dag Nasty, like really like bands I was into. I was like, oh, this sounds great. If they can, merge these kind of influences into that band, that's probably going to be a good band. So now, fast forward about 2 years later. So this is 1999. 2001, my best friend from Croatia sends me a link to a Dutch radio show. I think it's called like Kink FM or something like that. And there was this woman who was like the radio DJ, so to speak. She was like presenting this band, and she says, oh, this is a band called Strike Anywhere, blah blah blah. And then they go into this song, Question the Answer, from the first album. And I was like, what the fuck am I hearing? This is amazing. And why this created so much impact on me? Because I think this is, to date, maybe the last time I was really super excited about hearing a band. Like when I first heard Dag Nasty, I remember like how I felt, and when I first got Strike Anywhere, I was like, oh my god, this is something new, something different. So basically, I taped this to myself, and then I went on a website somewhere to find information about Strike Anywhere, and I see that Matt Sherwood is in it, and I was like, oh my god, that's the band he wanted to start, and post it on punkrock.net. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. But this punkrock.net, that was like, I have another story that connects to that. So back in 2000, I was staying in London. I went there with a friend, and we were staying with some guy that we didn't know, but we met him through punkrock.net. And he said, I'm gonna host you until this date. And from that date, I was gonna stay with another friend of mine, Chris Thackerberry. He was from just northern London. And what happens, the first guy's mother came back one day before. So he's like, guys, you need to vacate the space. So me and my friend, we are like on the street. It's like, what do we do now? So she already had a flight back, so it was not a problem for her, but I was like homeless for one night. And I tried to call my friend Chris, but he was in the United States. And while he was in the United States, the people who were staying at his apartment didn't pay the phone bill. So his phone was disconnected. So I was like, oh my god, what do I do? So I posted on the punkrock.net and I said, hey guys, I'm on the Oxford Street. I'm kind of homeless in London today. Can anybody help? And within 5 minutes, this guy, Mates, that was his nickname. He was the drummer. If you remember this man, Blocko?
Yeah.
He was the drummer. So he writes and he says, oh yeah, Adam, just come over. This is my address. I don't even know the guy. And so when I came there, it's like, why would you do this for me? He said, well, it's as if I know you. Like Lloyd, who plays guitar in my band, he has your fanzine, he knows about your band, like it's as if I know you, so it's fine. So I was like,
Punk
wow,
rock
punk rock,
connections.
exactly.
Yeah,
So I stayed with him, and then the next day I managed to get in touch with Chris because he finally came back. He paid the phone bill, and then we got in touch, and he came, picked me up, and I stayed another maybe 7-10 days at his place. And I was sharing the place with one guy who's still to date one of my really good friends, Clinton Chapman. He's from Australia, really nice dude. And then I was also sharing this apartment with, do you know this band Victims from Sweden? Like
Name I know.
crust hardcore band. And Victims played in London, so they were staying there as well. It was like fantastic time. But this punk rock net really like saved my butt in that one evening in London, you know?
Internet and punk rock.
Yeah,
man.
crazy
There you
stuff.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we gonna listen from Strike Anywhere?
Too many bangers on one album.
Right.
But yeah, maybe Infrared.
Right.
Track 3.
That was
Best position on the album.
that song. They had a video
Yeah.
of with the guy running, right?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
it? Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
All
go.
right. Cool. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Are we running so far from facing the numbers too? Clashing in an empty room, false vision we search and reflections consume. But the mirror is everyone's doom. What we'll find, the waste of time, self-hating days in the image made, losing sight of our roots in the empty shells, where everyone fights themselves. Everyone fights themselves. We're tired of looking up from black eyes. I get so tired of waiting outside. Watching good life in the winter. Black eyes. I get so tired of waiting outside. Another answer for our crimes. And I get so tired of waiting for it to find the truth in all the things rejected. And I get so tired of waiting. Another day between the lines. Rooftop to rooftop, screaming out into the sky. Fight the war inside us, turning answers into questions. Through all this vanity, we'll fight the soul we built. Who's gold what we've had? The symptoms of a world gone mad. The world's lies, and masses cry. Children's lives been sewing up onto the skies. Losing sight of our roots in the cathode rays. Amnesia for the end of our days. Amnesia for the end of our days. We're tired of looking at the black eye. I get so tired of waiting outside. Till it's nothing special. Black eye. I get so tired of waiting outside. Another answer for our crimes. And I get so tired of waiting for it to find the truth in everything rejected. And I get so tired of waiting. Another day between the we're all caught dead. We're all caught dead. We're all caught dead. Wake up, everyone. Black eyes, tired of waiting. Outside, here I am. Black eyes, tired of waiting, tired of wasting away. Outside, here I am.
All right. So what else do we have?
I found this one
Uh-huh.
hiding in the 7 inches section, and realized this is on your label.
That's right.
On,
That's right.
on
I
Goodwill.
put it out, yeah.
So yeah, is it something I'd like? I mean, you know, the taste that
Right.
I have from the rest of the records I've picked, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's
What about-
quite dissimilar from this one, but
Okay.
they share a member.
Ah.
There is Matt Smith. He played in both bands. He started this band with Ryan. Ryan Shelkett. He was in a bunch of like kind of more emo kind of bands, and then he started this band that is like not even emo. It's more like indie rock, I would say. And they came out on Equal Vision Records. So they were like,
Wow.
yeah, there was kind of big label, but they were like a small band on a big label. So they didn't do so well on that label. Like they would maybe have 500 copy kind of pressing, and I don't know. I know a few people who were really big fans, and I think their albums on Equal Vision Records are amazing. I wish that 7-inch was also that great. I mean, the 7-inch is good, but I think their best stuff is maybe, I don't know. I would say both their LPs. Maybe I like the second LP more, but they're both really great. Very melodic indie rock, like almost kind of poppy indie rock. So really something that is very easy to get into.
Okay.
And Ryan Shelkett, he's a great songwriter. When we put this out, this was about like 2007, I think already. Basically, he asked me, "Hey, would you like also to release? I have some songs that are not finished, so they're like a demo version, but I still have to record the vocals." And I was like, "Oh, they're cool songs, but you know, I'd like to hear the vocals as well. Like, how you gonna fit?" Because band was already kind of dead at that time. And then kind of that sat in a drawer for many years, and I believe like 2 years ago somebody finally put it out. There were reissues of Solaris Academy by an American label.
Are they active today? Did they do any like reunion stuff?
Maybe they played, but I don't think they are active. I don't think they are playing. Even though I think Ryan still occasionally plays, but I don't think as Solaris Academy they're still around. Back in, what was it, maybe 2007, 2008, they came to Europe as Strike Anywhere. Matt came to Europe. And I had a customer who wanted a signed copy of this record. So, yes, so I asked Ryan, I said, you know, all of the copies that I sent you as a, you know, free copies, could you maybe sign one and send it via Matt? And so that I can give this guy a signed copy, and he did it.
Wow.
And so we met with Matt back in, I think 2007, 2008, it was a tour. They were on tour with, if I'm not mistaken, with Esper and Rust.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah, oh, I love them.
That was amazing, an amazing show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So they came to Rome, and I think that's where all these Strike Anywhere stickers are from.
Okay.
So he came over with his signed record, and
Awesome. That's a cool connection then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. It really fits.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's check one of the two songs.
Yeah, which one should we put on?
It's your call. It's my record, but it's your call.
Run for Cover side A sounds like
All right.
a good one. We'll go for Run for Cover.
Okay.
Stuck at the wheel and you know you can't feel the hard times. You know where to find them. They're in the medicine cabinet. Stuck at the wheel and you know you can't feel. I don't want what I know. I can't steal the love, but it's treating me Stuck at the wheel and you know you can't feel. It's a hard life. You know where you are. You're back at the start. And I may be wrong, but I know that I'm right. I know I won't, but I think I might put up a fight. But it's treating me Now and then I scare myself and I will run. I will run cover. I
So what do you think?
Yeah, man, that's cool. It's more mid-paced, more
Uh-huh.
relaxed. Like
Yeah.
it's, but like the nice kind of like bluesy bit with a like cowbell. It's a bit, you know,
Yeah.
like it's different. It doesn't.
Actually, now that I listen to it, like it kind of holds, you know. I like it much better today than maybe back in the day.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it ages well with time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next?
Okay. This absolute banger from
Yeah.
back in the day.
Absolutely.
Comeback Kid I discovered probably around the same time as Strike Anywhere, actually. I remember like when I was still living in Birmingham in England and I'd just finished university and I was, you know, getting more and more into hardcore. And then a friend of mine, John, who ended up playing in a band with as well, he said, "Oh, have you heard of this band Comeback Kid?" I said, "No." And I was like, "Oh, you have to listen to this album." And I went around to his and listened to it, and I actually, like this album blew me away because this album it combined so many elements of hardcore that I was into at the time in one thing. So I had like, you know, the heavy, you know, like it's got the mosh down, beat down stuff like Terror and you know, it like some bits like Madball style, but then it's got like super melodic guitars that go like in this really and then the lyrics as well, like
Absolutely. Like
it's
really multi-layered.
it's super honest. It's got like that youth crew vibe, but at the same time like some of the lyrics like criticize the ridiculousness of you know, like youth crew kind of like approach to like being into hardcore. It's got so like, you know.
And then this artist was so popular back in the day. There were so many bands that like use this guy who did the artwork, right? I'm sure you have seen other records by him. He did Outbreak. He did what's his name? Bukowski, right? Let's check it out.
Yeah.
It must be his name somewhere.
Layout and design by
Okay.
front and back cover. Mike
Bukowski. That's right. Mike Bukowski. Yeah.
Last Chance Illustration.
And this guy is actually, so this record here came out first on a Portuguese label. So I believe that there was an American or Canadian press over there, and then he licensed it right away. Like I think the same year for this rather small Portuguese label, Best Time Records, I think that's the name of the label. And he put it out. I was like, oh wow, this is such an amazing release. And I have that one. It's a picture disc. It's a picture disc. That's like the first press. This is something from a little bit later. It says clear black smoke vinyl. But that's who Pedro is. He was also he played bass, if I'm not mistaken, in Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Remember that band? Yeah, he was in there.
Awesome. Yeah, and live, I mean, they're still good. Like I saw them last year on the festival in Slovenia. But back in the day, like the first time I saw them in Birmingham, they played this tiny place called the Royal George. It's like a downstairs basement of a pub. Where even, you know, my band used to play there. It was that small. And it was just packed and people were just absolutely.
Same thing in Rome. It was downstairs. It was maybe 120 people, or maybe a little bit more. It's such a great show.
And they played. Best time I saw them in Berlin was in the old Magnet Club, and it was them and Bane, and then a Japanese band called FC5, and that was amazing. That was cool. And there was the same night Madball were playing in Kreuzberg and Esso, I think. And then
so you were already. What were you?
This
was
in Berlin.
Later.
This is later. This is when they came to Berlin, and then they toured again. They toured it when they toured Wake the Dead. And then this was in Magnet.
So that's the next album, right?
The second album, And they were like, the thing was like, you do know that Madball are playing in your city tonight. Why are you here? Why would you not go and see Madball? You know, it was just like kind of doing like. But they were great, And this album is just for me the best one.
It has an amazing start. I remember like not knowing which song to choose between like the first 4 songs. That are so amazing. I don't know. What would you go for?
I mean, like the first one, All in the Year. They're still playing this one. But I love it. Like it's
Die
so
Tonight
good.
is also a great.
Die Tonight is such a cool like that's like the heartbreak song, but it's like so killer good. But I probably maybe step ahead. Like this has got the brutal. Taking back what's mine. It's just like
All right.
that's
listen
like
to it.
such a cool breakdown. Let's have a look. Yeah, actually, really lovely record.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
that was a great band from Canada.
Yeah.
And we have another Canadian
Yeah.
band here.
Yes, I found this one. No Means No, from Victoria, Canada.
Right?
Not Winnipeg like these guys, but this, yeah. Anything by No Means No is gold. So
In
this-
every sense, because every record is very expensive, you know,
yeah,
nowadays.
yeah. I mean, I'm talking musically though.
Yeah, I
mean,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know, but
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because I have a few in my collection, and I'm very happy about that. But
Yeah.
No Means No, like, killer band. Like, one of those bands that I think they never got big enough to get to do themselves justice.
Yeah.
But like, maybe that's why kind of they're so revered now. I think.
True,
It's just
true that.
cool band. This band, like, when I was into No Means No already, and I had like Wrong, and I had another couple of records.
Okay.
And when Corona hit, and you had more time to sit at home and listen to records or whatever, No Means No are the band that jumped back out at me.
Really?
Yeah, because it was everything that was going on in the world was completely absurd.
Yeah.
Everything
Uh-huh.
that and how to deal with life, and No Means No is absurd, like sonically, like the music
Okay.
they play, or the crazy jazz weird stuff, which is this album is very like
Yeah.
jazzy, right?
Yeah.
And then their lyrics just, I don't know, it really hit me, like on this
They're doomy sometimes. you
Yeah.
know, gloomy and
Yeah.
doomy.
but also tongue in cheek. They're like they're
Uh-huh.
like taking the piss out of
Uh-huh.
how awful the world is,
Uh-huh.
and their humor comes through. But like, for example, so
what's your favorite song on
on this
album?
it's a hard one. For me, side 2 is much stronger than side 1.
Uh-huh.
But it's either Teresa Give Me That Knife
Uh-huh.
or Victory. But I think
Uh-huh.
Victory.
Nice.
Victory's
It's the same for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I watched them live, and I had never listened to any of those songs. So what happened is they came to Yugoslavia in, I would say, 1988 maybe. And so basically on their show I met my best friend
Okay.
to this
cool.
day.
Wow.
So basically what happened, I was in the military, and my best friend, who I didn't know at the time, was in the military. We come from the same city, and we were both stationed in Slovenia. I was in Ljubljana, he was somewhere a little bit south. And so basically my mom received a letter from Slovenia saying, I'm from Split, blah, 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 and I would like to get in touch with Dario, my real name. And I heard he's in the military service. So I write to him, and he basically says, you know, when I saw that you did a fanzine, he probably saw an ad somewhere. And he was like, when I saw that you did a fanzine, I thought you must be one of the older punks that I, you know, always saw in the city and whatnot. But because you were in the military, you're probably the same age, because I'm in the military too. So we started writing to each other. And a few months later, he says, there is this gig by No Means No coming. So we should go. I said, yeah, let's go. So I escaped, he escaped, and we went to this gig, and we met for the first time in front of my aunt's building. I had an aunt who lived in very conveniently not far from the barracks.
Wow.
So I would escape, I would change at her apartment, and I would be a punk, you know, all of a sudden. And we went to the gig. And it was great because as we were walking through the city, we met other punks from some that we knew, some that we didn't know from other cities, from Sarajevo, from Zagreb, some local punks, you know, from Ljubljana. And we were having so much fun. We went to this park and there were like so many people. And finally it's evening and now it's the time to go to the show. So we go to the show, just the two of us, everybody already scattered. And we come to the venue and it's sold out. I was like, what the fuck, you know? And we were like, oh my God, what do we do now? And I'm not sure what our plan was, but we started walking backwards toward the center. And after not very much, we see a van full of stickers, I believe Dutch plates. And we're thinking, could this be maybe No Means No van? So we look, what is the closest, like, I don't know, restaurant? And we find the closest restaurant to the van, where the van was parked. And we go in, and there's No Means No. They're just finishing their dinner. So, and I think that was David Niger. That's his nickname. He did a very good fanzine in Slovenian language called Vrnitev od pisanih, which means the return of the underdogs. Great fanzine. And I say, hey, Niger, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then the band asked us, like, where are you guys from? And we said, we are from and this was truth, we are from a city that is 600 kilometers from here. He's like, what? 600 kilometers and you come into our show and it's sold out and you can't go in? You guys are coming with us, right? And so basically he took us, we were in the back of the van, we went with the van to the venue, we came with them through the backstage, we went then across the stage into the audience, and then he started playing, and this song was my favorite song at the show, and it still sticks in my mind, and it's like, fucking hell, it brings so many memories.
That's the
and
dream.
it's victory.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Victory, getting into the gig.
Yeah.
Defeat, not victory. Well, there you
Right,
go. That's
right. And there was like this lineup with Andy. You remember he was
Yeah.
the singer back then. He was a singer on this
Yeah.
record. And I believe that he got married to the person who booked that tour.
Right.
And,
Yeah. That's in the book.
Holland.
Yeah.
Is it in the book?
It's in the book about and it was their tour manager, right?
What's her
He
name?
still lives in
Joanna?
there. I can't remember the name now.
Okay.
But
Is that a
she-
book that came out a couple of years ago in Canada?
Yeah.
Like a black and white
No,
cover?
it's white, and it's got,
Yeah.
what's the title now, but it's white, and it's got like the You Kill Me guy on the front. It's like No Means No, an oral history.
Yeah, this
And it's
right.
all
Exactly.
like interviews spanning the whole band's career. Really great.
Wow.
And that filled in a lot of gaps for me, like about knowing, because the more I listened to No Means No, the more and more I got into them, and they're just like, now they're one of my favorite bands.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
very cool.
Cool. So let's listen to Victory, I guess.
Let's listen to
There's no way
Victory.
around it.
Yeah, right.
Nice, nice.
When I set out on this journey, I thought it would never end. When I started down that road, I could not see the end. And when I took that first step, I fell in so deep. And all the things that were so hard won, I thought I would always keep. Now, what do you think I see? Standing like a wall in front of me. Defeat, not victory. Defeat, not victory. Defeat, not lost sight of what I really had, what I really need. And all the things I should have valued, I gave away for a prayer and a song. And now when I reach out for them, they are gone. Now you know what I see, standing in front of me, like a headstone, a fucking monument to human misery. Defeat, not victory. Defeat, not victory. Defeat, not victory. So what are you gonna do? Die? No. You gonna lay down and die? No. I will not admit defeat. I will not admit defeat. I will see Do I have any friends here? I can't see. Are any of my friends here? I can't see. What about you? Could you be a friend to me? What about you? Could you mean something to me? I've got a question to ask you, and then you can ask it of me. It's a simple request, and then you can make it of me. Can you forgive me? Can you forgive me? Can you forgive me? Can you see what will be? Is it No, I can't show you all the things I've seen. And I can't make you feel anything. Certainly not what they meant to me. And someday I know, no matter how hard we try, we're all gonna have to lay down and die. So maybe I should just tell you what I hope and believe. For every defeat, there will be a victory. For every defeat, there will be
So
Cool.
that was No Means No. I
Yeah,
see something
yeah.
pretty heavy that is definitely not my cup of tea, but I
damn.
hope you can tell us a few things about it.
Sure. So next one, Caius, Blues for the Red Sun. So this is a classic. This is like one of the stoner rock's like super popular now. So many stoner bands around, and like you've got Desert Fest
In Berlin.
in Berlin, but
Yeah.
they also do it in London. They do it in New York. They used to do it in Athens. Maybe they still do it there, and they do one in Antwerp. Anyway, yeah. But this is one of the albums that like influenced 99% of all the bands that play at the Desert Fest. This is their second album, and I got introduced to Caius by I got a voucher for Christmas one year for a place in a town called Bolton, near where I'm from, and there was a shop called X Records, and back then I was only buying CDs, but I found the CD of the album after this, Welcome to Sky Valley, and I bought it because it was the time probably Queens of the Stone Age were coming out, and it's just like, oh yeah, this is the original band from Queens of the Stone Age, and this is an absolute classic.
What do you mean original band?
So, Josh Homme, the guitarist from Caius, is the guitarist and the main songwriter from Queens of the Stone Age. So yeah, and also on this album, Nick Oliveri played bass, and he was then later on the bass player for Queens of the Stone Age and the Dwarves. He's
Really?
Yeah. He's wrecks everything in the Dwarves. I'll tell you something about him in a minute. I've got something that's pretty funny, but this album's absolutely killer. Like, just the whole sound of it, like, is just stone and heavy and juicy, and yeah. And there's also Dave Grohl said, like, back in the day, this came out when he was, touring loads and loads with Nirvana after Nevermind came out, and he would buy as many copies of this as he could find when he was on tour to have with him to give to people, because he loved it. He thought everybody should know who this band is.
Really?
And yeah, so he was like just giving these out to people.
So how old is this record?
This is 94, I think. Shit, it's
Really?
not on here. No, maybe.
Really? Oh wow.
92, sorry, yeah, it's got to
Okay.
be 92, because of course, yeah. If he was giving it out when he was touring, Nevermind. Yeah.
Wow.
But just super cool, really, really heavy, just riffs. The sound of it is, no one had like recorded a sound like this before. Like, the guitars are super heavy. It's brilliant. Anyway, kind of short anecdote about Nick Oliveri, about the bass player.
Yeah.
So a guy who I used to work with when I did English camps, like here in Germany back in the day.
As in teaching camps.
Teaching camps, yeah. He's an American guy called Andy, and he was a tour booker, and he also booked the Dwarves a few times in Europe and went on tour with them. And so he knew Nick Oliveri pretty well. And when Nick Oliveri did this Death Acoustic album and wanted to tour it, he booked the whole tour. And it must be 2015 or 16 or so. And they had a gig booked at Jägerklause in Friedrichshain, which is not there anymore. Did you ever go there?
Yeah.
Really cool.
The
like,
place on the corner.
Yeah, of Grünberger Straße. like,
Exactly.
Out
that
of the main
kind of
street.
strange curve,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
near the police station.
Uh-huh.
And so I had a gig there, and the morning of that day, I got a text from Andy saying, "Hey man, would it be okay if Nick uses your acoustic guitar tonight? There was an accident last night. He like snapped the head of his guitar. We need one. Can you bring the guitar? I'll put you on the guest list." Okay. So the guy from Caius might be using my guitar, and I can get on the guest list. I think that's okay. So of course I showed up, and I was like, brought the guitar, and got there, and said hello and stuff, and yeah, he was cool. But it turns out they managed to get his own guitar repaired that day, like a last minute. So the guitar was repaired, and he didn't need my guitar to play with, but he had it at the back of the stage just in case, just on a guitar stand.
Okay.
And Nick Oliveri was absolutely shit-faced drunk. He'd been like white trash fast food,
Uh-huh.
like that before the gig. And,
Wait,
like,
wait, which white trash?
I
Like the
think-
old one?
No, I think it was the newer one that's now Festival Kreuzberg.
Okay, okay. The
But-
one in Kreuzberg.
Yeah, but he'd been there, and because they
Uh-huh.
know him, he was like having shots, and he was completely wasted.
So he needed you to play for him.
Well,
What?
this is no, because this was a feat in itself. I've never seen anyone play a tight show as wasted as that, and it's just him. There's no band covering it up,
right.
just him. When he played his songs, was playing great, singing great, everything worked. And you could just tell between songs he was just totally
Oh my
hammered.
God.
And my guitar was like a couple of meters behind him,
Okay.
and I thought if he stands up
Oh my
and
God.
goes this way,
Oh my God.
he could go backwards, but
Uh-huh.
it never happened, and he didn't need to use my guitar. But
Oh man.
that's
man.
my
Good.
that's
I hope you
my.
at least have a picture of him in front of your guitar or something like that.
Maybe I had it on
Uh-huh.
my old phone or something,
Oh,
but
man,
it was
man,
it
man.
was
Nice.
anyway.
nice.
But it was a pretty cool gig because he played some
cool.
Queens of the Stone Age stuff and like some covers. He also did like a Ramones song, I think.
Oh,
he
wow.
liked in yeah.
Whatever
So-
happened to that place? Like, why did it close down?
Gentrification.
Really?
It's now like a fancy like
Oh man.
restaurant type thing.
Yeah,
instead.
it was like a pub slash bar
Yeah.
on one side, and then like a little concert venue.
Yeah, I mean, it was like an open bar. They had like the stage, and the people that ran it,
Yeah.
like super cool people. Yeah, we played there a few
Oh,
times.
man.
Also with like Crimson Tips. and
Absolutely.
Got a Romance.
That was a cool place.
Yeah. So
A great location.
yeah.
Just outside that really hip place where everybody goes to, for the night out.
Yeah.
And it was just like a couple hundred meters across on the other side of Friedrichshain, right? On
Yeah.
the other side of Warschauer Straße.
Exactly. It
So
was
it's a really
away
cool
from the
Yeah.
main strip, but
Exactly. Away from the bus, but you can still get there in like 2 minutes if
Yeah.
you want.
totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. What are we gonna listen?
Yeah, cool.
So-
It's tough. So the opener, Thumb, is an
Okay.
absolute banger. It's such a great way to start an album. Yeah. I think I'll go for that one.
Okay.
Go for Thumb.
Sounds good.
Thumb
Let's
is
go.
good. All right.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Go. right, Spider. So we are here with this last pick of yours.
yeah.
Slint. Okay.
Slint with the album Spiderland. Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you
Is
go.
that an intentional pun?
So I didn't pick it because it's somehow
Uh-huh.
related to my nickname. No.
All
no.
right.
But yeah, this is a super cool album, which to be honest, only really discovered in the last 6 or 7 years.
Uh-huh.
I remember a mate of mine at university playing this to me, and he was like, "Oh yeah, if you like Fugazi," because he lent me I think 13 songs, and I was like, "Yeah, this is great. It's so
Okay.
different." He was like, "Oh, if you like that, you'll probably like this." And I was at his house, and he put this on, and I remember just being like, "No, I just wasn't into it. It was too abstract for me at the time." And back then, 18, 19, I was like, no, I just wanted more, rock.
Yeah.
But
So
this,
wait, but you did like Fugazi.
yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah. I like Fugazi, straight from the off.
Okay.
But then, this album, like, it's trippy because it's really, really jammy. As in, like, they just, you hear this like band that is just finds a groove, and it's like hypnotic, and it has like this like. It's like you could put a kind of dark black and white video to every song, and it would like fit with the aesthetic of maybe what they were trying to go for. It's like a bit cinematic, I suppose.
So how would you
really.
characterize their music?
Without trying to sound, there's so many bullshit genre names, right? Like post-rock, or was it already the start of math rock? I don't know. It's hard to say. They were on they were their own thing, really. They came out of a hardcore scene from the 80s, and then they recorded this. This is recorded in 1990, so it was like in the era of post-hardcore, if you will, in the American sense of things, and then they were just being really experimental. They just came out and they just did their own thing, jamming around. And there's I don't know if do you know the documentary?
Which one?
It's named after the first song, Breadcrumb Trail.
No.
It's
really
cool.
It's a cool name, actually. Breadcrumb Trail.
Yeah. Really cool. Even if you hate Slint's music, it's one of those music documentaries that you can just watch and be like, this is interesting. Like, this is what happened to a band in the late 80s, 90s, coming out of what was a very DIY music scene. And it's very honest. Like the interviews with them and their parents, the parents of the drummer, Britt. It's really cool. Yeah, and there's some interesting stuff. There's even about bands before. So the bands that led into this.
Yeah.
There was a band called Maurice, which was like a hardcore band, which they
Maurice. I think one of the guys from Solution Unknown played there.
Yes.
Was it Mike Bukayo or?
Possibly, yeah. But yes.
There was Maurice. There was King Horse. There's like we were talking about maybe in 1988. It was around the time when Endpoint was around. That's the same scene in Louisville.
Yeah, that's right, Louisville. And there's a really funny bit in the film. I found it amusing, where Maurice were supporting Samhain. Like Samhain were just, I think it might have been their first tour. And there's like the drummer, also Britt, the drummer from Slint. Like he had to get his friend to drive him there. He was only 14 years old, and there's like these pictures of Samhain, like buff dudes covered in blood, and then like the geeky little drummer guy who's like with him. So it's quite funny. Yeah, that documentary is amazing, and of course it talks about their early band like Squirrel Bait. That was like a pre-band that like much more, cool band as well.
So which guys from Squirrel Bait were in Slint?
So. Was the drummer Britt and the singer guitarist Brian McMahon.
Okay.
Yeah. Those guys were in
cool. Yeah. Squirrel Bait was a great band.
Yeah.
But funny thing, like this cover. This band called Shins from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
No.
They had this song New Slang.
Ah, okay.
You know who I mean?
Yeah.
Na, right? And their video, if you watch video for that song, there is an homage to this cover. There is an homage to a cover of Replacement where they sit on a roof. There is Zen Arcade by Husker Du.
Mm.
There is Double Nickel on a Dime by Minutemen.
Mhm.
It's like amazing. You watch this video, and that band is trying to recreate all these
okay.
covers, and it's so amazing. You know what Double Nickel on a Dime means?
I don't.
You,
know.
you know the record.
Yeah.
And what's on the cover?
Yeah.
What's on the
Mhm.
cover?
It's the car, and he's driving down this highway.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's basically, exactly, and that highway is Highway 10, because that would be the dime. Dime is 10 cents. And double nickel is 2 fives, 5 cents. So 55, he's driving 55 miles an hour down Highway 10.
Okay.
Double nickel on a dime.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
clever word
sorry
for
for the digression.
No. Very good,
Back
very
to
good.
Slint.
Yeah. So last year, right? Steve Albini
Uh-huh.
left us. He
Oh, man.
died, but
Man,
it
I
was
couldn't
sucks,
believe
but-
that when I heard
Yeah,
it.
I know. So he recorded their first album, Tweez. He was the producer of Tweez, the one before this.
Uh-huh.
And but in the documentary, there's quite a lot of Steve Albini, and he's talking about a few different things, of course, about the music and everything else. But there's a really good anecdote where he's talking about when Britt from Slint was house sitting for him. He came back after his trip or whatever.
So
and
wait, Slint moved from Louisville to Chicago, right? Or?
the two of them, Brian, the singer, and the drummer Britt, moved to Chicago to go to university.
Okay.
And that's how they kind of started meeting the people from Touch and Go, and then also
right.
Albini,
Mhm.
and that's And so he was house sitting for Steve Albini, and turns out he's not the most worldly kind of a guy, because Steve Albini got back, and his front door was all like nailed up with just planks of wood, and he was like, "What the hell's gone in? I've been like broken into."
What?
And this guy had left the house and forgotten the keys.
Oh wow.
And then so he went back to the house, kicked the door in, and then nailed
my
it
God.
shut so that people couldn't get in.
What the
But
fuck?
yeah, but
How would
apparent-
he go out?
yeah, well, apparently he was leaving and coming in through a window somewhere the rest of the time.
Oh my
And then
God.
the other thing, Albini, before he had electrical
Uh-huh.
audio, had his own like basement sound recording studio.
Right.
And this guy managed to like flood the bathroom or something, which like then ruined all.
Oh my
our,
God.
Yeah, fucked up all this stuff.
Is
So
this guy still alive?
he's still alive apparently.
Oh, the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah,
Oh my
pretty
God.
funny. And there's you know the Jesus Lizard song, Mouth Breather. It's
I wouldn't know.
okay,
but I know
okay,
Juice
anyway.
Lizard, but
yeah,
not that
yeah.
song.
There's like it's very, very minimal lyrics,
Uh-huh.
and he goes, it's a really riffy, cool song. And the lyrics go, don't get me wrong, he's a nice guy. I like him just fine, but he's a mouth breather. And that's a direct quote from Steve Albini that he said to the singer of Jesus Lizard, David Yao.
There we go, yeah.
And he was referring to this guy because he'd fucked his house up.
Oh my God. All right.
Pretty funny.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
shit. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we gonna listen to?
Yeah. Maybe Nosferatu, man.
All right.
Second one of a
Sounds good.
atmospheric song.
Uh-huh.
Track 2, side 1.
All
But
right.
yeah, they're all good. They're all
Let's
good.
go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Nice.
I live in a castle. I'm a prince. On days I try to please my queen.
your friend wasn't too far off.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Did he say that this would be something like Fugazi for this album?
He said, oh, you should listen to this if you like that, and maybe
Yeah.
you're into it. And I just wasn't at the time.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fair enough.
But that's okay. You know, that's cool because I got to rediscover. You know, I got to discover it like,
When did you get back into that again?
yeah, like say 6 or 7 years ago. I was like, I think I don't know. It was one of those things that cropped up on YouTube. I listened to something. Probably I was listening to Fugazi or something like
Okay.
that. Post whatever, and then it just like came on, and I was just like, oh, this is cool. Oh yeah, I know this band. Yeah. I know of them, and then yeah.
Okay. Cool. Spider. Well, that was an interesting record. You know, like to be honest, I heard this band's name so many times, but never really bothered to listen to the music. You know, it is like, I would say for older generation, like somebody like me, who relied so much on reviews. You know, if a review said, oh, this is something like, I don't know, like mathcore, post-rock, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
You would get a feeling from that review that whether this is something for you or not. And a lot of like the bands that I started listening to, I would go through that. And somebody wrote, oh, it's melodic, hardcore, reminds of this band or that band.
Yeah.
I would go, oh, this is something for me. Then I'll put it on my want list. Then maybe I'll be bummed out when I finally hear it.
Oh right. Yeah.
But if I already hear, oh, this is like some dissonant guitar and you know whatnot, then I was probably like, oh, it's probably not my cup of tea. It's a cool record though.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
the thing. Words don't always do justice to
That's
music.
true.
You know, they're two separate languages. So why, you know, but that's always that pre-Spotify.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely,
you had-
yeah. That's what changes, like the YouTube and Spotify and whatnot, change completely the dynamics. Because now, why would I have to trust a review written by somebody who maybe hates a band that I would love and writes a horrible review or says bad things about the record, when I can listen to it on YouTube and exactly. So it's kind of like it's good, but it's also sad because I would say it nullifies an effort or maybe diminishes the meaning of a fanzine or reviews in a fanzine. Because now everything's there, like you can edit, you know.
And for the record, you know, consumer, that anticipation, that like, wow, I'm gonna buy it. Is it gonna be good, or is it gonna be as good? Is it gonna be as good as the one before? Like rather than just a click and listen to half a song and which is not as exciting as when we started listening to music. Yeah, but
you know,
everyone knows that.
Yeah, I remember, you know, like one of the bands that I had in my fanzine. It was like very early on. I think it was number 3, and I wrote to this band based on reviews. And reviews said, oh, this is female vocals, melodic, hardcore punk, a little bit more punky than hardcore. And I thought, oh, this is, you know, this kind of, you know, down my alley. So, okay, I write to the band. I write a bunch of questions, and then I'm thinking, oh my God, what if I don't like what they send? What if I don't like the music? I have them already in my fans, and I went out of my way to make all these questions, and now what if their music sucks?
Yeah.
And then I listened to the band, I was like, oh my God, this is like the best demo ever. And then years later on,
Which band was it?
Misanthropic Charity.
Okay.
I released the 7-inch by them like about 6-7 years ago. It was a Danish band from Copenhagen.
All right.
And then I released them later on because I still believe it's one of the best demos that came out of Denmark. This is something from like 1987. But you know, back in the day, you were like trusting somebody's judgment, and you're like, okay, this should be my cup of tea. And then you never know. So Spider, the cameraman just told me the SD card didn't work, so we have to repeat about last half an hour or so. Just kidding. All right. No, anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for picking some really cool stuff today, and I hope you had fun. I love listening to these stories, you know, that you told about these records. And I hope it maybe, you know, brings these records closer to some people who maybe didn't know all this kind of background information.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's fun, right? Like, I mean, one record, there's 1,000 things attached to it. There's a story that relates to me in this case, or, you know, some people probably have super interesting things to say about all of these records that relate to them. But yeah, it's cool.
Absolutely.
It's like geeking off about stuff, you know? It's like,
yeah. Cool.
So thanks for having me.
It's almost like an oral fanzine, you know.
Good fun.
Man, thanks so much for coming.
Nice one. All right, cheers.
Cool.
What happened to the good old days? She said you would know if I know, 'cause I say so.